Okay, start my new video because I got the bay cleared out. What I want to do is roll that frame into here and set that motor in the frame. Before I get going on that, I found the front motor mount that I had stored, and it's pretty rusted. Not rusted, it's surface rust. It needs to be cleaned up. Then this is the cover, the rear cover of the clutch. It's an inspection cover or something. That's pretty rotted, so I might try to patch that. I'm gonna look on the internet and see if that's available somewhere. I can't imagine it is, but maybe I'll get lucky. If not, I can probably patch that up with some sheet metal, make it look halfway decent, and paint it black. Nobody will ever know. But that's where I'm at today. It's just cleaning that up, and I'll let you know how it comes out. So what I'm finding is, now that I'm trying to put this thing back together, is everything I want to put in needs to be cleaned up. And I started this yesterday, took that motor mount apart, degreased it, painted it, well, primered it. I'm going to paint it next. And I figured I'd paint these, prime these rails while I had them out. But I found these cross member bolts. I forgot I even took them out. So the frame that I got sitting in the yard there, in the driveway, I need to clean those bolts up. And then these are all the bolts from yesterday for the motor mount. So a lot of cleaning to do before I go and put that motor in. And then I'm looking at the motor, and there's, 65, 70 years worth of grease on that motor. Do I bother to clean that grease up now, or do I put the motor in and make sure it starts first? So I'm kind of thinking that over. But I'll think that over while I'm cleaning these bolts. Okay, so I'm getting the motor dressed up, putting the starter on. That led to me looking for the stomp starter, the foot starter. That's, you stomp on this to get the starter to go. Stomp on that. So that's that's what this looked like. This is the mechanism. I hit that with the wire wheel. It looks like brand new. I almost don't want to paint it. I think I might just clear it because it looks that good. And then I'm going to hit this with the wire wheel, and it should just look just as well when I'm done. So I'll try that out and see how it goes. All right, very excited. The motor is all dressed up, and the frame is in the garage. And I am going to try to lift it up into its cradle there. And then I'll probably take a ride and go get a battery and see if I can get it to run. Well, there it is. The donor motor sitting in the frame. I have to go to the hardware store, get a couple a bolt for the front. I couldn't get it off the other motor. It's a carriage bolt in the front. Didn't really want to fight with it that hard. And then I'm gonna give this thing a try. Got to go to Advanced Auto, grab a 6-volt battery, and I'll be back. Plus I'm gonna eat some lunch. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm at this all morning. Excellent. Okay, I'm back. So Advanced Auto had this 6-volt battery. I hooked it up directly, ground wire, and there's the starter. I'm going to give this a push and we'll see what happens. Uh-oh, it's a big fat nothing. Not even a click or a whir or anything. Very disappointing. So I got to do some internet research and figure out what the next move is here, but I'm sure, why would that starter not work? It's only been sitting for 50 years. Come on. So I wasn't going to document me taking the starter apart, but I am going to show you this. I just cracked it open. What the heck is this stuff? Oh, maybe insects, I guess, living in there. How'd they get in? This thing's sealed. Weird. But I'm guessing even if I clean it out, it's still not going to work. But just wanted to show you. Look at that. Look at all that junk that was in there. What the heck is that? And I want to take the back off, but I'm afraid the brushes will go somewhere and so I'll never be able to get back together. I guess I got nothing to lose though. So here goes. All right, I want to try to show you this with one hand. I took this thing apart, sprayed some goop in it, cleaned out the rat's nest. I can't do it with one hand. Trust me, that thing was spinning. There it goes. Look at that. So I'm about to put it back on and see if it'll turn the engine. I'm so excited. Hey, welcome back. So yesterday, you saw I had the starter spinning, but it would never spin when I put it on the truck. So I would take it apart, clean out the inside. When I take it apart, I took the top off, put it back together, tested on the floor. It spun. I put it back in the truck, wouldn't spin. So I did that 3 times and I said, okay, I'm not going to keep doing this. What I'm going to do is watch a video. So I saw this guy last night. His website or YouTube channel is Cars Plus, C-A-R-Z Plus, and he had a very similar starter, and he took it completely apart and put it right back together again. And I'm going to try the same thing and see how this goes. Now he used a can to support his starter when he took it apart. Of course, I don't have the right size can, so oh well. So I'm going to stop this, get my tools, and get this ready to go. All right, I'm not going to shoot this in time lapse or anything crazy like that. I'm just going to take this thing completely apart, clean it up, put it back together. The guy I was watching, he was doing like restoration work, so he had his all painted and cleaned, which wouldn't bother me at all if this were painted and clean. So I'm just going to do basically the same thing I saw him do. It's funny because he started with his in pieces and he put it together. And he says, you know, if you want to know how to take it apart, just watch this in reverse, which I thought was kind of silly, but okay. Of course, this isn't even coming apart easily. But yeah, I'm going to just clean up everything as I go, too, before I start putting it back together. But I suspect, since it did work and then it stops working, that maybe the brushes at the bottom, something's wrong with them, or there's dirt. It's just, you know, getting spread around when I get it to spin and then when I go to put it back together. But what I'm going to do is take this apart and then just clean everything. There we go. Take that out. Everything fights you on this thing. It's crazy. All right, let's start from the other end. No, finish this. Grab that with the pliers. There it goes. Yeah, so I'll polish up all this stuff with the wire wheel. Yeah, I remember there's a yoke in there. Take this apart. Maybe I will put this on time lapse, and then I'll put it back together while I'm talking. This comes out next. Oh, very important washer. This is the, I just learned this is called the Bendix assembly. Clean the heck out of that, but you don't use solvent because you don't want to kill the grease that's in there already. Oh, that's right, this has to go all the way through, so these pieces has to come out. All right, I'm gonna do this in time lapse. There's no sense in you guys listening to me talk. So I got it apart, no problem. It's always getting it back together is the hard part. But it looks, I don't know, looks pretty clean in there, I don't know. But there's some glob down there, way in the back. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna get a pick and try to pull that out, see how that goes. Put this back up. Reaching down there. What the heck is that? Oh, it's a big chunk of like grease or something. Just flip it over. It'll just fall out. Yeah, look at that. Just gunk. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. He said don't scrub it. But I bought electronic cleaner, fast drying goop. So I figured I'll spray it all in there and I guess wash everything to the bottom. Or do I dare take that cover off with the brushes on it and try to figure out how to put it back together? That's a good question. So I got this thing cleaned out pretty good. I'm gonna set it aside for now. I'm looking at this sucker, and I saw there was a different guy actually on the internet who inspected this part of the armature. And what he did, I'm gonna clean it first, but then he gave it a little light sanding, and I got some 1500 paper here. Oh, look at that. That cleans up nice, huh? I don't know if you can see that. All of a sudden, it's shiny again. Yeah, that's right, Mark. Bend the shaft. Wow. There's just so much gunk in there from over the years. You just see it just flushing right off. Do it this way. Drive it down. I'm going to use every bit of this can, I think. I bought this at Home Depot today for like $8. I think it's going to be well worth it if this thing works. The goal is to get this thing running today. When I say this thing, I'd like to see that engine run. But maybe that's wishful thinking. That was the last of the cleaner, which is fine. I think I'm ready to put this thing back together, but I want to clean up, not clean up, I want to, still got to wash that off, or wipe that off. I can't wash it, got to wipe it. Some of these other parts I want to clean up with the wire wheel. I don't think I want to wire wheel the outside of this, so they painted, the other guy painted his, and he actually had a brand new tag too, which he kind of, those rivets, I guess you can buy them and pop them back in. But if anything, I'll just paint this black. I think I'll do it later. I think today I'm just going to try to put this thing back together. And if I got to clean it up later with the wire wheel and paint it, I'll do that then. Alright, it took about a half hour, but I cleaned up a lot of the parts with the wire wheel. I even did this. Looks like beautiful. I can't believe it. I didn't want to wire wheel the housing though, because I don't want to tear up this copper connection or the nameplate for some reason. But to put this back together now, from what I saw on the internet, I got to push these brushes out and hold them back with this wooden wedge, which appears to be just a little bit, oh, there it is. I was going to say it's too big, but it fits. But that's what these access windows are for, I guess. Push these back. That's definitely too big. That's not gonna fit. Why not? Oh, that's interesting. That one doesn't seem to want to open up. How about this guy here? That one does. This one popped out. Try a smaller piece. Yeah. That one's fine. And this last one, need a little thinner piece. Take this piece, put it here. Yep. And then this piece here, I think we've already had this one there. So now I'm ready to put this back together. Like I said, make sure that's on. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna stop this. I gotta go get some grease. Alexa, stop. Okay, I'm back. Put a little assembly lube on the tip here. I think I just drop that down and put it in the hole. Ta-da! That's cool. And then once I pull these wood wedges out, brushes should hit. And that one, I wonder if that one's hitting or not. It didn't sound the same as the other ones. No, it's hitting. That's fine. All right, I'm gonna go to fast motion. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what happens. Got the battery hooked up. And it spins. Doesn't spin fast, but barely spins. I wonder if I can hold that back. Yeah, I can. I wonder what that means. That's the problem. Unless the battery's dead again. But now it's, you know, it stopped. Get this ground back on. Yeah, I could stop that with my hand. So, all right, I'm back. And guess what? Did my internet research, and what did it say was the cause of a motor going slow was bad wiring. So I've been trying to use jumper cables on this thing, and apparently that's not the right thing to do. So what I did is I found the old cables. Look at that. I polished that up really good. Here's the ground strap right to the frame. Polish that up, clean the frame off. That nice and tight on there. That's a good connection, solid connection. I wire wheeled everything where it was going to touch. And check this out. Ha! It's alive.